My name is Curt Becker. My company is Molecular Assemblies, and our goal, our mission, is to enable a new era for the biotechnology industry by developing a next-generation DNA synthesis approach. If we look back at the industry, especially since the completion of the Human Genome Project, we see that one of the main drivers of the industry as a whole has been genomics and our growing understanding of the genome and the technology that's allowed us to read the genome. Now, Bill F50, my co-founder, and I, as founders of Applied Biosystems, developed and commercialized the first practical method for synthesizing DNA a long, long time ago. And in fact, that was enabling for genomics and for all the technologies that we use to read and write the genome. The short probes and primers that are made by that process have enabled automated DNA sequencing, PCR, qPCR, hybridization arrays, and all the rest. But even back in the day, Bill and I understood that the harsh chemicals we were using in the process damaged the DNA even as it was being synthesized. And this led to limitations in the length and the quality of the DNA that can be made. Now, in order for the industry to expand past just reading genomes to writing genomes, we need a new process, something that makes very long, high-quality DNA cost-effectively. And in fact, nature provides us enzymes that do exactly that. So Bill and I have reunited to abandon the chemical process we developed 30 years ago and develop an enzymatic process for enabling a new generation of writing DNA, writing genetic code. Our first patent is already issued. It's broad. It covers apparatus, methods, matter, and we have a PCT file that's published in Europe. We have 4 more patents in the hopper in process right now. The market is big. It's $315 million this year, and it's growing an amazing 40% per year, and expected to be $1.3 billion by the end of by 2019. Our business model is a licensing business model, since there's 6 companies that supply 70% of the worldwide demand for gene synthesis and such. We know who they are. We talked to them. We've already are in conversation with many of them. And so we will license them and take advantage of the infrastructure that they've already developed. That's our phase 1 business model. Phase 2 is another story that we'll talk about more later. We're raising a Series A of $2.5 million at the moment. It's a small amount of money that gets us to our major inflection point. And in early 2016, we'll need an additional $8 million, $7 million to take us all the way to being revenue positive by 2017. $100 million in revenue by 2019, $100 million in EBITDA by 2020, generating a lot of cash, and that's just business model phase 1. My name is Curt Becker, my company is Molecular Assemblies, and our goal is to enable a new era in biotechnology by developing a next generation DNA synthesis approach.